Well, we'll bring it back into the booth here. Mike and Chuck and Tom here with you for some more action. The round of 4. Guys, we're down to 4. Josh Blanchard just introduced everybody. I know the folks heard it at home, but we've got a couple of great matches coming up to see who's going to make it to our championship match.
Yeah. The fact that you got 2 national champions bowling each other.
Again.
A couple of very good regional players.
Yep.
The 2 KG veterans, I mean, I guess they're all veterans, but this will be interesting. Rick and Troy.
They've both bowled very well.
They've bowled very well. I don't know either. You know what I mean? I don't know what their biggest wins are, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is getting into to where the nerves might come in for them guys a little bit, getting closer to this title.
I know one of Troy's wins.
He beat you just a couple weeks ago.
That's right.
But nerves aren't going to settle in for BK and Darryl, I don't believe.
No.
Be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah. I think he said Rick's got 7 regional titles in the West. So he's been here before. Plenty times.
If this is your first time joining us for this event, welcome to BowlTV. PBA50 RPI. We had 48 players take to the lanes that all qualified through their respective regions. And that was through 8 games of qualifying. We got down to 16 this morning. We had a round of 16. We had a round of 8. We're down to the round of 4. Players are bowling on a 43 feet in length oil pattern with a 4-to-1 ratio, 29 milliliters of oil. And as we've talked about in prior rounds, the lanes were oiled about 7 o'clock this morning, and these lanes have been sitting for that amount of time. But we saw good scores the last round, so as far as the oil kind of spreading out on the lanes, it doesn't seem to be affecting the scoring pace too much. There's a solid 8 just for good measure. Good thing that was in practice, by the way. But I think we'll see some pretty good scores again here. You know, Troy Lint's kind of my favorite going into this because he's got the left side to himself, and I realize on these pairs the right-hander also has it to themselves. But when he has in his missile, his purple hammer, he is so comfortable, right? And when a player can get comfortable on a pair of lanes and knows that they don't have any other traffic on their side of the lane, a guy like Troy Lint, let's face it, when the lefties play out and they got a good look and they got a ball they're comfortable with, they are really tough to beat. So if I had to handicap this thing, I give advantage to Troy Lint on 51 and 52. At 53 and 54 is a little bit tougher for me to call because both of these players have bowled extremely well, but you got to go with experience. You got to go with the national name. You got to go with Brian Kretzer, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm kind of with you on Troy as long as he gets comfortable.
Right.
Chuck and I were mentioning in the last match, on the right lane, he didn't look very comfortable, and he was kind of forcing it there through the middle of that match, and his ball wasn't going through the pins quite as well.
Right.
So if Troy gets comfortable and is relaxed, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of go out on the other side on the BK match. BK, I know both of these men very well. BK's a very good friend of mine. I think if Darryl throws the purple hammer that he's been throwing all day, although it's only a 1-game match, that purple hammer might do just a little bit to affect a shot, or maybe 2 of Brian. And that could be the deciding factor in that match.
I'm with you, Tom. I'm going to lean towards Darryl. I've watched him run over the South region. He gets locked in with that purple hammer. He's almost unstoppable.
Well, and Troy taking no time at all, steps right up there,
Yeah.
and just didn't look like he wasn't comfortable there. As 10 pins went to the back of the machine. Darryl is throwing the purple hammer, and the one thing we saw with Darryl a little bit throwing that, but again, that was in a multiple game match where there was a little bit of stretches where he lost his carry. This being a 1-game match, he bowled 240 last match. I think we're going to see high scores in all of these matches, and I think both of these matches, the winner is going to be above 230.
I would agree, and it's kind of weird now, guys. These are just 1 game. We've been sitting here all morning, 5-game matches, 3-game matches. I mean, This is like a TV show. This is just like you're bowling on television. It all goes by so quickly. I'm talking about, of course, the main tour on Fox, over the years. But right here, a lot can happen in just one game. Every frame really matters.
Yep. And we're perfect through one frame.
We are. So that frame really doesn't count at all because it's just washed away.
Okay, throw it away, start over.
Yep. So now we have a 9-frame shootout, guys.
All three of the righties playing the lanes pretty much in the same part of the lane.
Yeah, and I love what Rick's doing. His roll and tilt. The one thing that I've been impressed with our 4 finalists is they've been repeating shots. I mean, they really have been.
Yeah.
A lot of them are trying to play around that right rangefinder down lane, the dark board, whether it's on the left or the right side of the lane. Troy's going to be a little left of his down lane marking, just a little bit left, but the other guys should be rolling it right over it.
A little bit of an interesting situation there. Troy was going to wait for Brian to bowl, and Brian told Troy to go.
Just outside of that rangefinder, trips the 6-8 forward.
Wow.
Wow.
I like that, though, because Troy's tendency is to throw it a little hard and pass the break point, so.
BK.
Ooh, push that 7 over.
Push that 7 off of there.
Shooting fish in that 7-pin barrel over there, guys. Well, if Darryl can strike here, well, it's 2 frames for nothing.
Yeah.
Double beer frame.
Yeah.
Got a couple of deliberate bowlers in Rick and Brian, and a couple of guys that I think just get up and go, in Troy and Darryl. Oh, that's pretty good.
He carries those, man. He's going to be tough.
Let's watch this 8-pin come forward.
Bang.
And I missed that. I messed that up.
Darryl Bauer with 10 back.
We're not going to do that anymore because now I missed Darryl's. So,
Tom running the replay up here in the booth, everybody.
we should just make this an elimination. First guy to miss is out, and let's just move on.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's a little inside of target.
But held.
Sure did. Just a hair. I mean, just a hair. Because I'm standing, I'm a little bit right of you guys. I'm standing right up over. I was looking right where he was crossing. He looked just a little in there.
Yeah. In practice, he looked like he had a little bit of hold if he got it left just a hair.
If I'm Troy Lint, I'm a little scared then.
Yeah.
That read a little early, but hook stops like urethane does.
Wow.
He kind of got a little sheepish look, like he might have got away with one there.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little bit more into the lane, and it hooked like a foot sooner, but it just laid there. I wish we had a Morty in the finals here, because we'd have a Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Hook.
That was
That one got back.
Ooh.
That was like
Papa.
That was like
That's a Verapapa 300 right there.
Gary Faulkner wanted to make sure we knew that. I think he scared the crap out of everybody here watching.
Oh, and they're still going.
BK 6 into the 10. This is like the Energizer Bunny squad.
How about a little 13-bagger to start the round of 4 here at the PBA50 RPI?
Troy Lint's been high on his last 2 shots. He tripped out the 6-8 the last time on this lane. What's he going to do now?
Oh, he got that one in. Is it going to hold?
Wow.
Blows the
It
rack.
did.
Woo.
It did.
14 for 14.
He may have made a little move with his feet, or maybe he drifted a little bit differently, because it looked in at the arrows, but it looked wider at the break point, like by like 1 board.
Look at these guys.
Brian Kretzer's like, don't get eliminated.
Putting on a clinic.
An opening 15-bagger for these players. Who will be the first to miss? Let us know in the chat. Who do you think will miss first? to tell you something right now.
Here we go.
Troy's made an adjustment. His last 2 shots that he just came back after that little sit down, think about what he's doing, he made an adjustment to get that ball a little bit further left of that rangefinder, and the last 2 have been great shots.
Yep. Darryl shaking them down.
I think that's how Darryl's actually trying to play the lanes.
Yep.
That one there was the ball needed to hook a little bit down lane, just a little bit into the strike pocket, and obviously it carried well. Not as much of a hook stop on that one as we saw on his last strike that he threw on 53.
Well, the pace these guys are going, the next round's going to start a little bit early too.
Yeah, probably will.
Rick got that one out.
He got his hand in it pretty good.
Oh, and he gets the 7.
Let's watch that one more time.
Pushes that over there.
Just,
sure, when Mike does it, the guy doesn't hop right up and bowl.
That one hooks.
Wow.
Wow.
6 into the 10.
Can Kretzer make it quad 5-baggers to start the match here? Rick's going to bowl first. That looks pretty good.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And you're right, Tom. It did look good off his hand. I think he executed the shot exactly the way he wanted to. It's just an awful break.
Yeah, just kind of got a little bit lazy down lane. Might have missed it just maybe a little bit. Brian Kretzer stepping up and answering. So we did have quad 5-baggers to start the match.
We did. We did. Now, if you're Rick, there's no reason to panic here.
Nope.
You know, just because everybody's got off to good starts, and obviously he's only bowling Troy, even though we're talking about all 4 competitors and the impressive strike clinic they've put on here.
Yeah, it's easy for us to stay up in the booth. When you're the guy down there that just 7-10'd you, it's hard to not panic. Oh.
So Brian rings 10.
He kind of gave the motion that he kind of spun that one a little bit.
Now, this is kind of the time in the match where you would see Lint, if he likes to get amped up a little bit, where you could see a wrap 7 with that urethane ball.
Yeah.
No doubter on that.
No doubt.
Ball's reading so well.
Yeah.
I never want to wish any misfortune on a player, but when you've done this long enough and you sit up here, you know, every game is not 300 that we call. So when you see such big strings of strikes, you have to start kind of thinking, okay, when is the break? When is the bad break coming? Because I really don't see these guys making any errant shots. Yeah. We haven't seen anybody make an errant shot yet. We've got two shots up there that didn't strike.
Yeah, maybe a couple marginal shots, but definitely no bad shots. You know, we said that Darryl got the one into the lane a little quick, and kind of looked like Rick might have missed his just a little bit to delay the hook down lane that with the awful break leaving the 7-10. Other than that, there's been a whole bunch of high flush shots. Okay, that's a big break right there. That could have very easily been 6.
And if you're Rick, that's exactly what you wanted to see happen was Troy go up and, you know, not double. Yep. You know, it makes you, it relaxes you a little bit, gets you a little more calmer.
Gets him right back into the match.
Loosens up his grip a little bit.
Sure does.
Squeeze it.
You know, the 8 count brings the count a little closer.
Yeah.
Darryl Bauer.
Shredding the racks.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We've got a player using urethane on both lanes.
Yep.
And this pattern's 43 feet in length.
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't see urethane on a 43-foot pattern. But because it is playing to the outside part of the lane, that's why it's in play here.
Pace slowing down a little bit as we get a little bit closer to the end. Every shot means just a little bit more.
Yeah, Kretzer has a max of 279, Bauer 300, of course. Troy Lint can still max out at 278, and Rick Menely 266.
Yeah, he's just blowing that 5 into the 7.
Sure is.
Yep.
Wow.
I think Rick just needs to go up and throw another good one here.
Yeah.
Yep. I wouldn't make any adjustment.
Nope.
Just take my time, go up and make a good shot. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep, he was like a board right of the dark board down lane there. Good rotation.
BK taking his time here. Is BK going to make a ball change? He just went back to his bag and grabbed the ball.
Pulling some tape out of it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what Brian's doing here.
Is he Norm Duking him? Didn't Norm Duke take a piece of tape out of a bowling ball one time in a match and never threw that ball?
He took what BK did was took a piece of tape out of that ball and put it into the ball he's throwing.
Oh, okay.
Messing with some tape. I don't think BK would do something like that in a match. Oh, that's a little right.
Yeah.
That's the first really errant shot we've seen. I wonder if that was because he tried to do
it a
something,
little extra.
give it a little extra because of the 710. All right.
Brian with a tape adjustment.
Okay.
Gets the light swisher.
Shakes the 4 out of there.
Okay, Rick didn't lose any count getting the 6 here. Go make the spare.
Yeah, how do you go about making this one? You stand on the left, throw it hard and straight at the head pin, or you hook
Yeah,
at it?
I try to get the ball. I go the other way. I try to put the ball between the 1-6.
Yeah.
I try to get the 1 and the 6 with the ball.
I try to stand pretty far left, near the left gutter,
Yeah.
and throw it hard and straight cross lane and try to clip the head pin. And if I miss a little left, sometimes you can get lucky. And if you miss a little, well, you don't want to miss right, but if you do clip the right side of the head pin, you got a good shot of making that.
Yep.
232 now, the max for Rick Menely, which looks like a substandard score compared to what everybody else is pacing here.
BK's taking the double re-rack here.
Yeah, I think there might be some gamesmanship going on here, as a matter of fact. You know, we saw Brian show some emotion against Mitch Beasley when he struck in the 10th frame. He seems really hungry. Not to say these guys aren't hungry on a normal basis, but, you know, there's $10,000 at stake here up top, $5,000 for second. The players that get eliminated get $2,500. Troy Lint rips the rack. But when your opponent has, you know, the front 7 at you, you know, sometimes you want to do things to try to throw your opponent off. And this is not anything that's disrespectful or unsportsmanlike. You're given 2 re-racks in a match. You're allowed to fiddle with your tape. You're allowed to control your pace. He's not doing anything crazy here. He's not going to the bathroom for 10 minutes or anything.
Yeah.
I like the move. He's left a target on that, though.
Held.
And that was a break right there.
Urethane might have helped him there.
Yeah, you're right. Good point.
He come back, put both hands on his head like, wow, did I get away with one there?
It looks like there is miss left because we also saw Darryl do that, or excuse me, Rick do that over on 51 and 52. We saw him miss in a little bit, and he still 10 back flushed it.
Oh, that's really good.
Yep. And you can see the emotion that just about does it for Troy.
I was talking with Troy last night at the banquet. He's going to bowl the whole PBA50 tour next year.
Very good.
Looking forward to it.
Yep. He said he's got to get a couple things together, you know. Troy's not married or anything, so has to get somebody to take care of his house. But
Darryl Bauer says, fiddle with your tape.
Yeah.
Switch balls. Take
Cool.
re-racks. I don't care.
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah, he is.
Rick, that was a really good shot.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, the bad break in the 6th frame, leaving the 7-10, affected his shot in the 8th. I think he tried to do something a little special, to make the ball go around.
Yeah.
So now, I talk about BK and maybe doing some gamesmanship. Well, Bauer just took a re-rack on 53, so maybe we do have some sort of rack issue, or I don't know what's going on here on 53, but two re-racks.
He's putting on his glasses to take a look at that one again.
Yeah.
From here, I mean, it's a long ways away. It looks like there might be something.
He's taking
with
another
the
re-rack.
one and the two. Maybe it looks like the two might be back just a little bit.
Yeah.
You think the 1-3 is closed off? Is it like the head pin is set just a little bit to the right, just a fraction?
I don't know. We're a long ways away from it, but what I was seeing there, looking at that, was like the two pin was kind of back a little bit. It doesn't matter now. Don't even look at it.
Yeah.
Don't even look at it now, because
Yeah,
you can't re-rack again. You just
Yeah.
got to get up and go throw the best shot you can throw here, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, remember, 279 the max for Kretzer. Darryl Bauer has to strike on this ball and the next ball to shut out Brian Kretzer.
Oh, he
and he double bounced it.
And it held.
Oh,
wow.
Threw that one right into the lane, double bounced, held. Yeah, Rick got that one right again. I wonder if he's got some hang on that lane.
That one he got right real early, but 210, even though that score does not look great compared to these other games bowled, he did bowl a really great game.
Yeah, one really bad shot, I would say, there in the 8th. Unfortunate break in the 6th.
Here's Kretzer now.
Still an important shot for Brian. Oh my goodness. Wow.
So now Kretzer, the best he can do is 258, which means this one's over.
It's over, yeah.
Because
Darryl's, I mean, I hate to put this out in the universe, but he's playing the gutter. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You've got to keep it on the lane.
Anything can happen.
True. Yeah, because a 9 out's 267, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now it's over.
Yeah, he just went up there and just chunked it down the lane.
So our championship match will be coming up here in just a little bit. We've got Troy Lint, the lefty, using the purple hammer, who's very comfortable on the fresh. Bowling against Darryl Bauer, also using urethane, same ball, purple hammer, and they'll be playing on the right side of the lane. And Troy's going to bowl 250, and Darryl can still wow us with a 300 game.
Darryl doesn't look like he's not comfortable either, so.
Right.
Here's an interesting situation where if I'm Troy, I'm rooting for Darryl to bowl this 300.
Yeah.
By the way, that's my fantasy pick going to the title match.
Yes,
That's a good point.
As he knocked out my third pick in the last round. I did pretty good there.
I think I had Kretzer, didn't I?
You had BK.
I did have Kretzer.
So I did a little bit better than we did back in November.
Yeah, you crushed it. You crushed the fantasy game.
Because I got last every
Here's
time.
Darryl Bauer up in the 10th.
Big shot.
Okay.
Oh.
But that's going to be more than enough.
More.
Darryl Bauer versus Troy Lint coming up here in our championship match. They'll go over to lanes 49 and 50 for that. And we're just going to stay on the air here. We will just keep this stream going. We will not be doing a break and reset for those of you watching on BowlTV. I see a lot of people in the chat interacting. Hopefully you're enjoying this coverage here on BowlTV. Let us know how long you've been a subscriber in the chat. We know we got a lot of new subscribers that have just come over with the new partnership with Bowlero and the PBA. Really excited to have the PBA action all year right here on BowlTV. I want to thank both Chuck and Tom for joining us here in the booth, and along with Brian Kane, who's producing. Don't forget, coming up today after this championship match, we will take a bit of a break, but we'll be back at 3 local here in the Pacific time zone. We will be back with the opening round of qualifying for the RPI that begins today at 3. 7 games of qualifying. We'll have 7 games again tomorrow, all the way through our final match.
Darryl's the higher seed, and as most often happens, the higher seed likes to finish the match first. And away we go. First shot from Troy Lint.
Looks good.
Yes. 4-pin just snapping out to 7. Take a look at that again here. I hope these guys make me a liar and they both throw the first front 8 or 9. That would just be awesome.
That would be amazing.
I will tell you, from Troy's first shot, I thought that shot looked better than any shot I've seen him throw today. He just looked super comfortable down and through the pins. And it looked like his rotation on the ball was as good as he ever lets it go.
Yeah.
And matching high flush strikes. Watch the 6-pin just snap the 10 out of there like it's a job. So that frame doesn't matter.
Nope.
Why are they bowling them if they don't matter?
And keep in mind, everybody, this is not a league shot. This is not an easy lane condition. I know they're making them look easy out there, but 4-1, that just shows how good these players are.
4-1 has been sitting all day, too.
There's the double dribble. Oh, that one doesn't get up.
Yeah, he got that one left, and it just sailed on him.
Yeah. Kind of grabbed his thumb there like he didn't like the release.
Yeah.
Like he kind of dropped it a little bit. Good news for him there. It's in the second frame. He struck in the first. Even though he only got 7. Doesn't really lose any count. It's got to make the spare, which he hasn't shot one in a while.
Excellent.
Textbook. Now let's see how Troy handles this situation. He's thinking, hey, I could step up here, throw this double, take an early lead. Being a little bit more deliberate, taking his time.
He got all of that one.
Yeah. That looked,
that's the farthest I've seen him loft it.
that was dead high flush.
Yeah, he grabbed a mittful on that one.
Looks very comfortable. Posted that. Look at that. Stand there. Give her the nice little fist pump after it.
I like the pin that came across at the end. Wish I could make my bowling ball do that.
Yeah, that's more impressive when the 7's standing there, though. When there's nothing over there for it to hit.
You know, Jason Belmonte was quoted many years ago when a messenger goes and takes out the 10 pin for him. He said there was something wrong with the shot. If you leave the 10, you shouldn't leave it. You shouldn't have to have the messenger have to take it out. Interesting.
That one just didn't quite come off the corner.
Yeah.
Didn't come off. Hit a little flat. Looks like it might have been in just a little bit. Stayed in that oil just a little bit longer. Troy makes the spare. Darryl's playing with some tape. You know, we said that he was grabbing his thumb like he didn't like the way that ball came off of his hand there in the second. He was playing with some tape. He went ahead and did it while his competitor was bowling instead of waiting until it was his turn. Light swisher.
Yeah. I still think he got that one in just a hair. I don't think he got it right the way he did the first shot over there.
Paralyzes the 5 pin, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Means you're doing the right thing. That's the object of this sport. You want to get to the part of the lane where you've got the most area to use to get your ball to get into the pocket and strike.
Yeah, he threw that one a lot better.
Yeah, but it's still labored.
It's still labored, but he threw,
Yeah. Got up there, light swisher, the carrying the 5-7 out late.
Yeah. He'll probably take a small step to the right the next time he gets up there with his feet.
I like this out of Troy. Slowing down a little bit here. Taking his time.
It's in.
Oh,
Nice. Blows the 10 away.
a big, powerful lefty there using pins to knock down pins.
Yeah, he's got to be in the top 3 of rev rate in the PBA 50.
Interesting that so far through this match, both these guys have carried some light strikes where last match they were pretty much all high flush, high flush, high flush.
Oh, wow.
Huge break here. Huge. Oh, that was in again. That one was in and didn't hook. Got lucky. Crumbles the 3-9. All right. Darryl to keep pace. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, it's just
up.
it's just not quite coming off the spot like it was on the last pattern. Last pair, excuse me.
Well, with a spare, we have a even match.
Oh, he missed it.
Wow.
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 What do you think happened here?
I think he just
Didn't get the ball off his hand right.
He went a little quicker. He didn't take as much time there. You know, I wonder if he just sometimes in that situation, you know, you've shot thousands and thousands and thousands of those. Just a little bit of a lack of focus. And then again, he went pretty quick this time.
Yeah.
Came up light again.
Yeah, that ball's just not making the corner for him.
It's amazing how just moving just one pair, you know, in Darryl's case he had to go 2, but Troy went 1, and ball's just not going through the pins quite as good as it was.
Right.
Some of that could be, as I said earlier, you know, now this one's for all the cheese.
So we got a 237 max score here for Darryl Bauer, and Troy Lint still max, obviously, at 279. We always talk about this, especially in just a one-game match, you know, about these being big frames here coming up. But if Troy can double here, you know, he has got himself in a really good position here. It's important for him to hit the strike pocket, continue going through his process, and making good shots.
Yep, I like the fact that he was deliberate there. Didn't rush up.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's back up to the high flush.
Yeah.
4-pin just absolutely snaps the 7 out of here.
Yeah, he liked that as soon as he let go of it.
Yeah, that one he got a little bit further left. The ones that have come up light have been more direct down the lane.
Mm-hmm.
hasn't quite got it out on the lane. Taking his time.
Yeah. It was in a little, but it got it to read. That didn't quite get far left as he had been getting it, but that one just, I don't know if he got an extra handful out of it, but it read really well down lane.
All right, Darryl needs to take his time here and make a good shot. This match is not over.
Yeah, he's...
Again, light swisher.
Yeah.
When we watched, when he was, well, last game, he was just high flush, high flush, high flush, high flush. Wonder if some of that could be he was by himself, didn't have another right-hander on his pair helping him break it down, so maybe he didn't get him broken down as good as he did.
Yeah, he didn't take that many shots
in
practice.
There we go. That one's better.
Yeah.
Got that one up there. I mean, Troy's in the driver's seat, but this thing is not over. Troy has an unfortunate break and an open. You know, Troy, actually, if Darryl strikes out and Troy doesn't throw another strike, Darryl still wins because Troy will just lose that much count.
Yeah.
I don't expect that to happen. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Shreds the rack.
A little bit of a can opener. Doesn't run him over quite as good as the others, but good enough to get the job done.
So he's in the 240s now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troy's in the 240s, and that meaning spare strike out here would be 240s, and Darryl Bauer can bowl 237. So strike here in the 9th pretty much locked this one up.
Look at that nice big deep breath. Oh, and that's really good.
Oh.
Okay.
Gotta have the spare.
I thought he popped out of it a little bit down at the bottom.
Yeah, he kind of stepped out of that one. The other ones, he's held his position just a little bit longer. No harm, no foul. Just got to get up there and make the spare. And he does.
Got it.
With authority.
With authority.
Okay. Darryl Bauer needs 4 strikes here to make Troy Lint mark.
Yep, because if Lint were to go
9
miss, that gives you 236. And if Darryl Bauer strikes out, that's 237.
Yep.
That looks pretty good.
See,
right.
that's the high flush that he was throwing the last game.
Yeah, it looks to me like he's moved just a little bit further right on the lane, getting that ball to hook just a little bit sooner. Okay, big shot here in the 10th. Must have.
That looks good. Yeah, he looked like he set up on that lane too, just a couple boards right with his feet.
Yeah.
Getting it down into the lane.
So this one here, and good count. To make Troy Lint mark. Oh, is it going to get there? It does.
Yes.
All right.
Here we go.
Can't relax here. This shot's still
No,
important.
Very important.
Got to at least get 9 on this shot. Looks pretty good.
Good. And carries it.
What a clutch finish.
Yeah.
Didn't look very comfortable there
Man,
through the middle part of this.
Does that miss 10 pin really make?
I expect Troy performs here and throws his strike. We're going to see some emotion out of Troy.
Oh, yeah.
Taking his time. Looks pretty good.
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah, now how big is that missed 10 pin?
Yeah.
That's a winner. Take your time. Hooked at it.
Got it.
Got it.
All right.
Stay behind the
Stay
foul
behind
line
it.
and keep it on the lane.
That's it.
I guess it would be silly to say we have a possibility of a tie here, huh?
Well, but we do.
We
but
kind of do.
great
It's
job,
on the lane,
Troy.
behind the foul line, straight
Great
down
job,
the middle.
Troy.
The lane.
Congratulations, Troy Lint.
Troy Lint.
2022 PBA50 Regional Players Invitational champion Troy Lint. He'll be bowling on the PBA50 National Tour all of next year. Well-deserved, awesome bowling from Troy.